Hello students, welcome to a lesson through the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher, and in this lockdown period, since we are not able to go to school, children, we will be doing many lessons here online through the virtual class. So come on, let's proceed to our lesson for today.
Today children, we won't be doing a lesson in English. We will be looking at something which is a very important part of our English. Whether we talk about spoken English and in particular when we talk about written English. So we will look at something which is related to these signs that you can see here. So what can you see here? What are these? These are some question marks. Okay? And this is an exclamation mark. What do you see here? Who is it? Who is it? Who's jumping up and telling you it is me? So it is the full stop. So what do you think we are going to learn about today? We are going to learn about punctuation marks. Now this is an exercise which is there in your textbook. If you could flip your pages around and look at it. So today we will learn about certain punctuation marks. We have around 4 or 5 punctuation marks to study in your book. We will be looking at a few of them but in great detail. So let us try and see which are the punctuation marks that we use in our language daily. So whenever you open an English textbook, whenever you open any newspaper, whenever you open a magazine, a storybook, you will see many kinds of symbols like this in your book, isn't it, on the page. You will see certain question marks, certain exclamation marks, some place there are commas. So what are these? All these are called as punctuation marks. So why do we use punctuation marks, children? It is a very, very important part of English, like I told you. So if it is very important, then what is the work which it does? Why do we have to use punctuation marks? So see, punctuation is used to show clearly the meaning of a sentence, alright, and the pause that should be used when you speak or you read a sentence. So, what is a punctuation mark? It is something which is used to show the meaning of a sentence. What does the sentence want to tell you? The meaning of a sentence. And also, where you are supposed to pause. Where are you supposed to halt in a sentence? Where should you pause? For how long should you pause? So if it is a comma, you will pause for a shorter period of time. If it is a full stop, you will pause for a longer period of time. And like I told you, it is part of both spoken as well as written sentences in English. Okay? It is also used to emphasize the meaning of a sentence. So when you are using a punctuation mark, which are the punctuation marks that we use? So we use the full stop, we use the comma, we use the inverted commas, and we also use the exclamation mark, we use the question mark, we use the apostrophe. Okay, so these are all the different punctuation marks that we use when we write English or when we read something. Okay, so this is about the various punctuation marks that we have. Let us move on and let us study a few of them at least well. So the first punctuation mark that we will study is the full stop. Okay, so the full stop is the most important of all punctuation marks. Why do we call it as most important of all punctuation marks? Because it tells you when you are supposed to stop speaking, when you are supposed to end a sentence. So the full stop, it has got the distinction of being the most important or most powerful of all punctuation marks. Let us try to understand a little bit more about the full stop. So a full stop signals the end of a sentence. Okay, so when you want to finish saying what you are saying, you use a full stop. It is also sometimes called as a period. So when people speak, sometimes you must have heard them saying, I will not do it, period. Means what? They are saying, I will not do this work, full stop, and I do not want any argument on it further. So remember, full stop is used to end a sentence, and it is also called as a period. Now these are certain things which we know already, isn't it? When we talk about a full stop. So that is why I told you in the beginning of the lesson. We will try to look at it in a little further detail. Let us look at some examples now. I want to go to the beach, full stop. So see, I have used a red color dot here, full stop. We played in the sun, full stop. Peter is wearing orange flippers, full stop. So this is the information that I want to give in this particular sentence. I want to go to the beach, that is all. Means I want to go. Further information, if you want, then I will have to write another sentence, or I'll have to say another sentence. Okay, so this is about full stops, the basic meaning of it, and a few examples. Now let us look at some situations in which full stop is used, so you will get a better idea about full stops. So it is used in titles. What is a title? A title is a kind of the way in which you address a person. So see, he owes a lot of money to Mr. Smith. So now when I say Mr. Smith, means Mr. is a man. He's a man. Okay? So it's a title, Mr. So can you see after the M and the R there is a full stop. Dr. Smith instructs us in botany. So see, doctor is a title over here. You can also call it as an abbreviation or a short form, but we will look at it separately. Your doctor here is a title given to a person according to his profession. So Dr. Smith instructs us in botany. You use a period after titles like this: Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Professor, Reverend, Captain, Saint, General, etc. So the very first use of full stop is we use it in titles. It is used in numbers also. See here, retail sales fell by 1.3 in January. So 1.3, it is a decimal number, we used a full stop there. The average price of goods rose by just 2.2%. See, we have used a full stop there too. And all these other numbers you can see, there are big full stops used over there. So full stop is used in numbers. Full stop is used after abbreviations too. Now abbreviation, like I told you just now, it is short form. Okay, they were arrested in April. Now for April they have written APR. So there is a full stop after that. So abbreviations are used in full stop. A full stop is used in abbreviation. In the second line you can see we are mutual friends, enemies, etc. So instead of writing the full spelling of etc., they have written etc and a full stop. Alright, see. So full stops are used after abbreviations too. Okay. Now come to the second, we can say punctuation mark, a comma. So what is a comma? A comma is a punctuation mark which indicates a pause. So we looked at full stop, which indicates a stop. Now a comma is a pause. So you have not completed your sentence. You have not finished saying what you want to say. You have just halted it for a second. Commas help to clarify meaning for the reader. So when there is a comma, you understand better about what the sentence wants to tell you. Okay, and this is the, you can say, symbol for a comma. All of us know this. Let us look at some examples now. So commas help to clarify meaning. Let us look at some situations in which comma is used. So there will be examples also for us. So commas are used to separate a series of words. So if in a sentence you have different words which you're using. If you want to separate those words, then you use a comma. I want some cake, some candies and ice cream. So I have included 3 words in this sentence which are separate. But then I do not want to say I want some cake full stop, I want some candies full stop, I want some ice cream full stop. So I have tried to make my language better by including all the words in this series in one sentence, and I have used a comma there in the middle. I want some cake and then comma, candies. If I had written chocolates also, I would have put one more comma after candies. Okay, but then here I have only 3 words: cakes, candies and ice cream. Alright. She saw the spider, so a girl, she saw the snake, sorry, and she went white with fear and cried out loud. So see, there are 3 things which she's doing. Here I have a picture of a snake and I've written spider, take it as a snake, okay? She saw a snake. So the first thing she did was, she saw something very, you can say fearsome. She went white with fear. So when you see something, what happens? The blood from your face drains out and you become white. And then she cried out loud. So if I had used only a full stop and I did not know how to use a comma, I would have said, she saw the snake, full stop. She went white with fear, full stop. And she cried out loud, full stop. But now I know how to use comma, so I have said, she saw the snake, comma, went white with fear and cried out loud. Commas are also used before conjunctions in a sentence. Conjunction. Which is a conjunction here? It is and. So I went to the movies and I went to the store. So a conjunction is used to in fact join 2 sentences together. So I went to the movies, comma, and to the store. Okay, so I've used the conjunction and here today. One more example. I went running and I saw the duck. So I went running, comma, and conjunction, I saw the duck. Okay, so these are how commas are used in a sentence. Commas are also placed before and after quotation marks. So quotation marks means double inverted commas. Okay, so see here, when you want to say, when you want to report direct speech, so I said, and then you put a comma before you say what that person said. I said I like to read books. Alright, so you can see the comma there after I said. It is coming before the quotation marks. Next is, I don't want to eat dinner. Then you have a comma there and then you say, said Preeti. So this is how commas are used, sometimes before or sometimes after the quotation mark. Okay, so we have talked about the comma now. See, Preeti is saying she doesn't want dinner. She's saying, no, I don't want dinner. So here it is used before the quotation mark. Commas are used before opening and closing letters also. These 2 boys are writing letters to someone. So when you say, dear mom, you put a comma there. Yours lovingly, when you want to end the letter, you put a comma there. Respected sir, when you want to begin the letter, you put a comma there. Alright, so commas are used before openings and closings in letters. So these are the uses of the second punctuation mark that we have learned today, that is commas. Let's go to our third punctuation mark for today, and that is the question mark. So let's see what a question mark is. Question marks are used to ask a direct question. For example, have you seen the film yet? So you're asking someone whether you have seen the film. What are you doing? Again, that is a question. So you're using a question mark. Question marks are used to indicate uncertainty. When you don't know whether something is real or not, when you don't know whether it is a fact, you are a little doubtful, you use a question mark. See, John was born in 1988. It's a question mark. I'm not sure when John was born. He is sick. So you are not sure that he is sick. Why are you not sure? Because I saw him going out this morning. So you're not able to believe that he is sick. So you're saying he is sick. I saw him going out this morning. Okay? So question marks are used to indicate uncertainty. See, when you are confused, you can make use of a question mark. Question marks are also used to end a question tag. So when we have, you must have learned this in previously, how we use a question tag. So when there is a question tag, we end the tag by using a question mark. We have never ever seen that. Have we? Okay, so this have we part is a tag, is an addition to the question. So there you use the question mark. They are not doing very well, are they? So there you use a question. Okay children, so we looked at three figures of speech today, three punctuation marks today. One is the full stop, that is the end of the sentence. Second is the comma, which is a pause in the sentence. And three is a question mark when you want to ask a question, when you want to express your doubt, etc. Now there could be many other uses also for these punctuation marks.
So children, wasn't that a wonderful video? And did you enjoy watching it? So if you want to watch more such videos in future, then please like this video and also subscribe to our channel, the MCGM Portal for Education, and also hit the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video here. Thank you so much for now. Let's meet again soon.